I thought I was building a family. I gave her my heart, I gave her a home. I even gave her family a place to stay when they said they had nowhere else to go. It started with a weekend, then it became a month. Then suddenly, I was sleeping in the guest room because her parents needed the master bedroom for their comfort. I didn't fight it. I told myself, be kind, be patient, you love her. But every day I gave more, they gave less. Her mother criticized my cooking. Her father took over my tools. Her brother parked in my space and laughed when I asked him to move. Then one night, after a long day at work, I came home and found my things shoved in boxes. My wife looked at me and said, "They're staying long-term now. I think they deserve the master bedroom more than you do." She said it like I was a guest, like I didn't pay the bills, like I didn't build the house we lived in. So I nodded, I didn't shout, I didn't argue. I walked into the room. I took my phone, my charger, my old laptop, and the folder I'd hidden in the drawer no one ever opened. Inside that folder was everything. The title deed to the house, with only my name on it. The loan contract her dad signed with me to start a business, which he never repaid. And the copy of her dad's will, the one he had mailed to my office by mistake, showing he had a secret account and planned to leave her brother everything, not her. They didn't know I'd seen it. They didn't know I was done being quiet. The next morning I walked out, no goodbye. By sunset, my lawyer had filed for removal of illegal tenants. Her parents were shocked when the court notice arrived. The loan contract. Let's just say I gave her father a choice. Pay up or lose everything he hid from the rest of the family. The court papers hit like a storm. Her parents were officially labeled as unauthorized occupants. They had 14 days to leave the house or face legal action. Her dad called me furious. "You do this to family?" he yelled. I didn't even raise my voice. "You stopped being family the day you made me a stranger in my own home." I hung up. Then I sent him one more thing. A copy of the will, the one that named only his son as the beneficiary. Not his daughter, not my wife. I knew what I was doing, and I knew exactly who would see it next. By that evening, her brother called me. His voice was shaking. "What is this?" he asked. "You trying to start a war in this family?" "No," I said calmly. "Your father already did. I'm just making sure your sister sees it before he takes everything." An hour later, my wife showed up at my office. Tears in her eyes, a folder in her hand, my folder. "I didn't know," she said again. "About the will, the loan, everything. They said you were lying." I stayed quiet. She sank into a chair. "They used you," she whispered. "And I let them. I just thought you'd never leave." I looked at her then, really looked. "I didn't leave," I said. "I just stopped staying where I wasn't wanted." She stayed quiet in the office for a long time. No excuses this time, no fake smiles. Just her holding that folder like it weighed 100 pounds. "I want to fix this," she finally said. "I want to fix us." I leaned back in my chair. "Why now?" I asked. "Because the money's gone. Because your dad's lies are catching up." Her voice cracked. "Because I lost you." I wanted to believe her. Part of me still remembered her before all this. Before the control, the pressure, the silence. So I said, "Okay, but you need to prove it." I told her to come clean to her family, to admit what they did, to stand on my side for once. She said she would. We agreed to meet that night, talk more. No yelling, just us. She came over around 8 p.m. Soft makeup, soft voice, holding the old photo album we hadn't touched in years. My wife tried calling me, crying, begging. "I didn't know," she said, "but silence is still a choice." And she chose them every time I needed her to choose me. She looked at me like she was trying. So we sat on the couch, flipping pages, talking like strangers, learning how to breathe again. She went to the bathroom, left her phone on the couch. I don't know why I looked. Maybe it was habit. Maybe it was the way my name had still been saved in her contacts as him, instead of home. But what I saw made my stomach drop. A recent message. From her brother, 2 hours earlier. "Just pretend, get close again. We need to know if he's really planning to sue Dad. You're our only chance now." I didn't say a word when she came back. Didn't yell, didn't cry. I just closed the photo album and said, "You left your phone unlocked." Her face turned pale, and in that moment, everything ended. Not just the marriage, the memories, the chances, the kindness I'd been saving for her. It all burned in the space between us. She froze. The silence in the room after I said those words felt like thunder. She whispered, "It's not what it looks like." But I didn't even flinch. "I'm tired," I said softly. "Too tired to be lied to again." She followed me to the door. "I thought we could fix it. I didn't think you'd actually look at my phone." I turned and looked her straight in the eye. "That's the problem," I said. "You thought I'd stay blind." Then I opened the door, and she didn't stop me. because deep down I think she finally knew. She lost me. It took a few weeks to feel normal again. I started fixing up the house, not for her, for me. Painted the hallway, cleared out the attic, deleted every photo where I was smiling next to people who never protected me. Then one morning, while I was picking up some tiles for the kitchen, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Maya. "Hey, I heard what happened. Again, just checking on you." I stared at the screen for a while. Then I replied, "I'm fine, starting over." She texted back almost instantly. "Starting over sounds good. Want some help?" Later that evening, we met for a walk. No big plans, no pressure. Just two people who'd been on the outside for too long, finally walking towards something that didn't hurt. At one point, she looked up at me and asked a simple question. "Do you know who you are now?" I didn't answer right away, but inside I finally did. I wasn't the man they broke. I was the man who survived them, and I was finally free. We didn't call it a date. It was just a walk, a conversation, a shared silence that didn't feel heavy. Maya didn't try to fix me. She didn't ask for explanations or repeat the words, "You deserve better." She just showed up. One afternoon, I was struggling with a busted pipe under the sink. I didn't tell anyone, not online, not in a text. I just muttered to myself as water sprayed in every wrong direction. Then there was a knock at the door. It was her. "I brought coffee," she smiled, "and a wrench." I blinked. "How did you? You always forget to wear gloves when you're doing plumbing work." She said, eyeing my scratched-up hands. "Saw your fingers yesterday and figured today was the day." She knelt beside me without another word. Just two people sitting on a cold tile floor, fixing something small, but quietly mending something bigger. Over the weeks, she became a part of my space. Not in the way my ex's family had: loud, heavy, taking more than they gave. Maya didn't take up space. She filled it with light, laughter, music humming softly from her phone, while she helped repaint the guest room I once slept in. And one evening, as we sat on the porch drinking tea and watching the sun settle low over the trees, she leaned her head lightly on my shoulder. "I'm not here to replace anyone," she whispered. "I'm just here if that's okay." I didn't answer. I just reached for her hand, because for the first time in what felt like forever, I didn't feel like I had to look over my shoulder. I didn't feel like someone was watching to take advantage. I felt seen, safe. Home. It was a Saturday, warm, quiet. Maya was in the kitchen, barefoot, dancing to an old R&B song while making pancakes. The air smelled like cinnamon and orange zest. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was waiting for something bad to happen. I was just happy. Then there was a knock at the door. I already knew who it was before I opened it. My ex-wife stood there, holding a manila envelope, eyes red, shoulders small. "I know I shouldn't be here," she said quietly, "but I needed to give you this." She handed me the envelope. Inside were some old photos, a letter and the final signed divorce papers. Everything clean, done. "I thought I could fix what I broke," she said, "but you already did, just not with me." I didn't answer. She looked past me and noticed Maya through the kitchen window, laughing, flipping a pancake too high and almost missing the pan. "She looks happy," she said. "She is," I replied. "So am I." She nodded, blinking fast. "I hope you know. I really did love you. I just didn't know how to protect you, or us." "I know," I said, "but I learned something important." She tilted her head. "Love isn't enough if you have to lose yourself to keep it." She stood there for a moment. Then she whispered, "You deserved better." And I smiled, not bitter, not angry. I finally have it. I closed the door and turned back toward the sound of Maya's laughter, the smell of pancakes, the soft rhythm of a home I finally knew was mine. Not because I built it with bricks and money, but because someone now stood in it with me, and never once made me feel like I had to earn my place.